I may not be able to pronounce your name very well, but you introduce yourself with your name.
My
Then
name
just
actually is Jonathan, like Jonathan, but with I.
okay, Jonathan.
Yeah.
So we have Jonathan here. He's going to give us a brief about his journey. He's been doing some practices here. I don't even know how to group it, how to name it, but it has a name anyway. How to name what he's doing, yes, he's going to tell us. But what we see, it's similar with what we are doing or what we have been desiring is this thing called whatever from the family of autonomy, and people who are doing what people are doing how do you call it, pranic living, breatharian, all these things are one and almost the same thing. The difference is just some few adjustment, some few like autonomy is too close to breatharian. If you just talk about breatharian and autonomy, they are not even too close. They are one and the same thing. Because automatically when a person is not drinking and eating, normally what happens, sleep goes. And this is the part where autonomy looks a little different from all the rest, because with autonomy, we talk about totally during the time of the practice, there's totally no sleep. You deprivate yourself from sleep. But it's something that comes automatically. Anybody who's not eating
Yeah.
and drinking, they just feel
It came by himself,
you don't
right?
need it. Yeah, you don't need it. So it's one and the same thing. I don't see a big difference. And then with autonomy, you do a lot of the physical. You walk, you can swim, you can do all that to make sure you replace sleep. You replace sleep with the being like a nocturnal creature. You become very active at night when people are resting, and you at that time you are very very active, so that you don't get that temptation of getting into sleep. Yeah. So welcome, Jonathan, and we are happy to have you. It's a long time before we did a meeting like this. I think we have taken almost like 2 months now. Last time we did with Goa, who had a leg, and then we stopped at that point. We have not had another person. I don't remember if we have had another person. No. Yeah, we might have some 2 people there. Yeah. 1 or 2. But you have been at some break for some good time. So we are happy to have you. Welcome. Discuss with us. We are always very open. We are going to ask you questions, and we're not going to ask you questions to doubt what you're doing. No. We ask only to learn. We ask only to see how we can incorporate what we always say in our groups, what you resonate with. That's why we have a diversity. We get from this person, we get from that person. Then there's some part you feel, I resonate with this. Then you practice that. You listen to that. Yeah, something like that. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And regarding about what you were talking about, to me, everything is a transition. Everything is a transition to something else, right? So I don't know, vegetarian is a transition, veganism is a transition, breatharian is a transition, and probably, why not, autonomy is a transition too, right? To something else, to some, I don't know, way of have a better living, or something like, how to say that, to another stage, right? To a different stage, but in a conscious way, right? So what can I say about myself? I am from Argentina. I was born in Israel, and I grew up in Argentina. Actually, I grew up in the between the two countries when I was very young, and I am a psychologist, and my main specialization now is psychology of eating. So I help people with, especially with emotional eating. So right now I have an emotional eating program. Um, and about myself, my private life, regarding to breatharianism, I did a 21 day process, as probably many of the people here. And in 2012, and after that, I spent like 3 months without eating. And after that, I did a lot of different process, 2 months without eating, 3 months. And the longer time I been without food was 6 months, 6 months in a row, right? And right now I am, I'm not sure, but more or less like 6 months without eating and 3 months without water. But this is it's a little tricky to say that, because I just realized we don't need HO2, H2O. I don't know how to say that. I just realized that. So what if the body needs some kind of water, I am pretty sure that the body prefers like H320, which is in the fruits and also in urine, right? And so sometimes I eat watermelon, sometimes I eat melon, I don't know, once or twice a week. Sometimes instead of that, I drink a papaya smoothie, mm, just because of fun, because I miss taste sometimes, and I like the effect of being with liquids. But what I realize, and I am more and more like, I should say, in love, is with the state of mind, or the state of spirit, or the state of being engaged with the spirit when you are fasting, dry fasting, right? So this is why I'm doing this. And in the process, in my last process, I've been in touch with many people who are in the field of, how to say that, in the field of natural medicine, right? And these people talk a lot about parasites and the importance of deworm the body. So I did that process, and I realized that every time let's say I fail in my purpose to be autonomist, it was because of parasites every time. Because parasites ask for food. Parasites ask for experience. Parasites ask for dopamine. Parasites ask for adrenaline. Parasites ask for emotions. So the more you deworm your body, the more quiet you are able to be and to live. The more without needs you are able to be, because all these hostages that you have in your body, they leave the building. So to me, I am very convinced that deworm your body is one of the most important and basic foundations.
You see, for autonomy, for breatharian, for this lifestyle that that most of us desire, and some already practicing. We discussed this in our groups. As you're talking, you might think you're already a member of that group. You already a member 5 months ago or 6 months ago. What we always do in the group, we are spontaneous. We don't choose any topic. They come naturally. And we are not afraid to repeat ourselves for those people just coming in, and we can repeat ourselves. And then most of the time is questions come when somebody is practicing. Those are practicing, they find, okay, what do we do here? Okay, when I have this kind of thing. So they make all sense. Everything that you're saying makes sense. Though I have a question for you. How long have you practiced? Leave alone the number of days that you're talking about, the 6 months, the breaks. How you discovered this thing? How long ago? When you discovered that this possibility of staying the food?
Since 2012.
2012. And then you started on and off. Time you get communities, you get information like that until you reached. Okay, in this practice for now, from 2012, that must be how many years now? Is it 11? Should be 11 or more?
No, 13 years.
13.
13.
Okay. Do you,
11 years. Yeah, you were right. 11 years. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 11. So you see, you do you feel like there are things that you can pinpoint, maybe that you had, things that you like in your health, like in your physical strength, energy, all of that you could say, okay, from the time I started to this practice, these are the benefits I've gotten. Maybe I was like this, but then after that, after I've started the practice, these are the things that I've personally have experienced in a personal level.
The main thing I realized is that I was looking for love. That was the main thing. I was looking for, at the beginning, I was looking for some kind of love that I couldn't understood at the beginning. And I realized that when I was fasting, I don't like the term fasting because it's not that, it's not fasting by itself. It is just nourish yourself by another, I don't know, thing. So, but by the time I was not eating, I was not receiving some kind of drug from outside, because food is a drug, right? It makes you addict. It makes you have a different kind of moods, right? Etc. Etc. So by that time, I had no option that look into myself and realize every part of my being where I had no love or a bad quality love, right? So from that point, I was choosing bad relationships, bad environments, bad places that instead of nourish me, they were taxing me, taxing my energy and many other things. So every time I get into a process, not only that I am able to expand in the frame of time to expand the process, but
Mm.
also to go deeper, but also to realize what I need to change to be more stable in this process, and also to realize that every time I start a new process, I find more self-love, which is not the same thing that um, self-esteem, right? It is more profound, right? So yeah, this is what I realized. And regarding about what you were specifically asking for, yes, I realize that I have more strength. I have more, I feel more aware in general. I feel more mental clarity. I feel more translucid in a way of being myself in front of other people, and not try to hide myself by somehow. Yeah, this is probably the main thing I can say.
You got more self confidence, and you kind of talk to people, approach them in a way that you don't have any like shyness and all that. But there are some very powerful things that you're saying. You are searching for love, but in the wrong places,
Yeah.
wrong environment, from wrong people. Yet you are the generator of love itself.
Yes.
When you get into this kind of lifestyle, find that you generate it, you produce it to others, and your environment becomes super charged with positive energy, which is love, joy, all those things that people are searching for everywhere. Hey, this is powerful. People need to know this, that you can be running away, running after things, running after material, running after people, running after relationships. Yet, if you just look inside you, you have all those things. You are created completely. You only need to give, the way you said, you give yourself time to learn from within and release the supernatural in you, the real you that is inside, that is covered by drugs, which we call food. And you
Yeah.
see, yeah.
Well,
Even the normal drugs for sick people, they drug you more. They're like those ones we call what? Alcohol, whatever, alcohol, that family of the other drugs. Even the one for medication, they can even tell you, okay, these are the side effects. If you look carefully, it is more dragging, putting your brain in a way that it's not the natural you. But anyway, they take a short time and then they leave. Some take forever. Symptoms remain in people's body forever. Okay. I want to focus on something. Or do you want to say something before I take you to the next question?
no, probably that um, it is very hard to go into yourself for the majority of people. You must be very brave to do that. And the main thing, I'm very convinced by experience that the main way to do that is to go in to fasting, right? To take time for yourself to do absolute nothing, no phone, no computer, no television, no people, no nothing, being by yourself in a sofa, in a couch, and no food, at all. And you, the first things you will find is pain, so much pain, because this is what you're trying to avoid, right? By trying to nourish yourself with friends,
Yeah, social places, people around you everywhere, making noise, running after them, they're
with any
coming
kind
after
of
you.
distraction, right? Any
Mhm.
kind of distraction. We try nowadays more than ever before. We're trying to distract ourselves from suffering. So we are so afraid to to feel pain. We are so afraid to feel pain that we try everything to avoid pain. But once gives you permission to stop, permission to feel pain, then you have a blessing after that. And then you realize that it's okay to feel pain. Pain is part of life. And to myself, pain is the other face of the coin. One face is love, the other face is pain. So there is no love without pain. Any kind of love, any kind of love. There is no love without pain. There is no pain without love. So if you go to this encounter with pain, you will find love. So feel pain is a bless because there is a profound and beautiful message behind that. And this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
This is what I'm
Somebody,
looking for.
I was reading today somewhere, watched something today about pain, and they was talking about too that when we are being born, we are born in pain, and again, even when you're living this earth, we live in pain. But
Yeah,
pain has never been our enemy as the way we are thinking. Because when somebody's coming here, the mother will be in the labor pain and there's all that. And is bringing now a fruit, a very powerful person. A human being is coming, life is being brought here. So that pain is to bring good life, actually. Life itself is something you cannot be compared to anything else. So it makes sense when you're saying so. And you see, most of the time we have been running away from pain. We try to avoid it. If you don't run away from it, you avoid it. You don't avoid it, you try to do what? How they call these things that suppress? You suppress it. Or you try to use painkillers. You try to kill the pain. Actually, we even have drugs called painkillers. But the best thing is go through it. Because if it is deliberate, you do it with your choice, like that one of leaving food, stopping food. And anyway, in our way of doing things and practice, when you totally do the transition in a very normal way, you don't even have pain at all. Totally don't have even pain at all. Even if you'll have it in a very limited amount. It's not going to be too aggressive for you. Because we are also not doing this to kill ourselves. We are not doing this to commit suicide. We are doing this to have life more abundant. So thank you. That's two sides of the coin made perfect sense. So there's a time for everything. There's a time for pain. There's a time for joy. There's a time for love. There's a time for hate. It's there. It's there. Yeah. So
and even with pain, you can feel joy, right?
yeah.
Even feeling pain, you can
Mm,
be in joy, right?
mm, mm.
Once you realize you don't care about pain.
Wow, thank you. I always know, I remember this thing about people talking about friends. And then they like, when I got to my lowest, then that's the time I knew my true friends. And most of them, they all disappeared. At the time I really needed them. You always hear people talk about this. At the time they're like socializing, they're happy, they have everything in order, they have their money, they have time, they can go out, drink, do what, socialize, go places. Everything is fine. Then be sick, get into that bed, get admitted. Now stay there for more than the time that they were anticipating. Maybe they were thinking, okay, 3 days is enough. Stay there 3-4 months. You realize that even the visit people are visiting, you can count. It can count. Sometimes you may remain even maybe with 2 or 3 people. Very close family members that do it as a responsibility. So thank you. It's making sense. Somebody wrote something here. And read it to you. Oh, we are supposed to unmute. There's a lot of background noise. Okay. And then to unmute that. Now, can we talk about the psychology of, you said psychology of food or something?
Psychology of eating.
Of eating. Okay. Can you now go into depth of this, please?
Okay. So psychology of eating is it is like a specialization of what's the name in English? Cognitive psychology. So cognitive psychology have like 3 stages, and the most recent stage is they talk about mostly mindfulness, right? And in this mindfulness field, there is a specialization who talk about mindful eating, right? So I use the mindful eating techniques to deliver people to realize what engaged them to food and what is behind the compulsive behavior of eat something. And I don't really use that to myself, because I realize I can live without food, really. But I realize that this is a very pragmatic tool to help people, to deliver them to be more aware about this behavior. Okay, why I want to eat, why I choose to eat that thing, why I choose to eat that thing in that hour, in this day, or in that environment. How can I, if I go to a meeting, how can I be more engaged with everyone instead of being drained, instead of my attention being drained by food and stuff like that. This is mostly my main job. So most of the people suffer from eating disorders, and into the eating disorders, most of the people suffering about compulsions. So my job is to help them, to deliver them, to go from the compulsion, which you cannot choose anything, something else choose for you, to help them to choose what they want to do and how they want to do that, right? And this is the surface of the treatment, and the main purpose of the treatment is to look that behavior in everything, in every part of your life, not only in your relationship with food, which is probably to me, food and eating is the foundation, right, of the society, because everything is about food, right? If you go to a meeting, you go to eat with someone else, right? Everything is about food.
And if they don't find food in that meeting, they curse the meeting. They
Yeah,
feel like, no, that was not a meeting. Those people are mean or what?
yeah.
I also think there's also this thing of programming. People have been programmed in a way that we don't even know what we entered into, like years and years of time. Generations upon generation, one generation hands over to the other, another one to the other. Yeah. So have you helped so many people? Do you have even any testimonials? Can you talk about some few people you have helped, like this, like that, something like that? Yeah.
So probably one testimony, one recent testimony that I had is a woman, 60 something year old, in her 60s. And every night she wake up at 3 in the morning to eat something sweet, and she was craving the entire day to eat something, so she cannot stop eating little things. And slowly, in a few months, she stopped eating regularly. So she started to eat once a day. She didn't, she can sleep the entire night. She didn't wake up in the middle of the night to eat something sweet. And right now, she eats only once a week. Only once a week. And only fruits. And
It's once a week. It's once a week.
Once a week, yes. And she feels very happy. But in the middle of a process, she heals a lot of family things. She heals her relationship with her daughters, which were very conflicted. She heals her relationship with her mother, which was not alive, but she had many things with her mother. And she realized how she covers all her emotions and psychology things with her behavior with food, with her relationship with food, right? And right now she's feeling so in peace with herself. So she doesn't know anything about pranic living, autonomous living, anything about that. But
Wow.
suddenly, spontaneously, she don't have the need of eat. So she eat only when she is invited into a party, for example. But she eat very little. And when she is by herself, she eats once a week, and she's totally fine. And only a little salad. And because in Argentina we drink mate, mate. It's a pot with a straw, with a metal straw, and there is an herb. And here, people drink every day the mate. Every
A
day.
hub.
It's a
There's a
tea.
hub, a specific hub. Hub.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
the content of this thing that you are drinking? Like you can, when you are saying it, what I was imagining is coconut water, but that's not
No.
coconut water. Mm-hmm.
It's a tea. It is like green tea.
Herbal tea. Okay, green tea. Green tea. Let's call it green tea.
It's like a
Okay.
green tea.
Okay.
So
What do you mix in it? What is the content in it?
it's a herb called mate.
Just
Mate.
one. Just that alone, nothing else. You
Just
don't add
this.
anything else?
There is nothing else. Okay?
Okay. But there's
It
some
is very similar to green tea.
okay, got it.
And in Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, and some part of Brazil, everybody drinks this the entire day, all the time. So she drinks that, like everyone here. And I just changed this herb to another kind of herb, like, I don't know, chamomile and some kind of herbs that are good for your nervous system and your gut. And that's it.
Got you. Thank you.
Yeah.
There's something that you said as you're talking about her that made me see something called the true connection. At the time these people are going for party, people are doing what, trying to socialize. Most of the time, when there's drug involved, like food, what, those other drugs that are heavy, there's what we call self-centeredness or selfish kind of association, where you only associate for your benefit, where you only relate with people for your benefit. But now, as we talk about her, number one, we say that this because of the next point. You see, this lady, she has forgiven her children. There's no issues of grudge, bitterness. And then now she can connect with these people with the foundation or basis of love, which is now the basis or the foundation for autonomy. That's what we call autonomy. Autonomy is just expressing your love to the other person in a very, I look at it and I feel like, wow. First of all, you have to heal yourself. The same way you have said about this lady. She healed herself. She worked on her inner self. Then she realizes, oh, I have this pain. I have this one here that I've not forgiven. This one I've bitterness here. Then these things are released. Now the relationship that she gets with her children is very genuine, very genuine, and even with her friends, the people around her. This saves a lot, and this is what also saves even with health, because you realize that some issues that are causing what we call illness are because of stuck emotions, stuck energy, negative one, bitterness, grudge, trauma, all those things that maybe happened to somebody long time ago, and they keep on repeating this. They develop something, develop depression, they develop diseases, they bring hypertensions, all those things. So this makes perfect sense. I like that this approach. And sometimes you don't even need to give it names. Yeah.
To me, the formula is very simple. Very simple. The formula is, if you are relaxed, you are in consciousness. If you are stressed, you are out of consciousness. So in order to be conscious, you must look forward to be relaxed. No matter how. I don't know. Check your body, relax your body, check your breathing, relax your breathing, and then consciousness is going to came by itself. And then you are going to be aware of your stuff. And once you get aware of your stuff, you are going to be stressed again. But then you realize that you get stressed again. So you try to relax yourself again. And then you realize that all these things that makes you stress are illusions, no matter if they are real stories, but in the present moment are illusions. So the more aware you are about your relaxed state of being, about try to put your body in a relaxed way, put your mind in a relaxed way, put your breathing in a relaxed way, you are going to be more aware. So the formula is very simple. If you are relaxed, you are conscious. If you are in tension, you are unconscious. And that's it.
Oh, makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Thank you.
There is not a big science behind that.
No, thank you.
And that works for most of the people. That works for me, so it should work for probably many people.
And you see, you can get this, everybody else, anyone in the entire world can get this state. You can get into a state where you are relaxed and do it daily. And I think that's the reason why in Pranic they encourage what we call meditation, to bring yourself into relaxation like that. I see.
Yes, but the problem is that meditation is not for everyone. Not
Yeah.
everyone can meditate, right? So there are previous steps in order to get into this state of mind we call meditation, because most of the people confuse meditation with some kind of activity, right? Probably put yourself in a strange position and say mantras and try to breathe in a specific way, etc. And that could be very stressful for many people who never did that before, right? So there are previous steps, and those steps consist on generate an intimate relationship with yourself. And probably one way to do that, it is by writing. write how to say that in English?
Journaling. You can journal.
Journaling. Yes, journaling. Journaling. This is so important. And also, one way to have a deeper deeper relationship with yourself is by make pauses in a day, different pauses in a day. Not necessarily 1 hour, half an hour, not even 15 minutes, probably 3 minutes, only 3 minutes. You take your time, 3 minutes. You should go to the, I don't know, let's say to the supermarket, and you get into your car, and before you turn on your car, you stay there 3 minutes and check your body, check your tensions in the body, check your breathing, check your emotions. What emotion do you have in this moment, right? Check your thoughts. What thoughts do you have in this moment? And that's it. Only 3 minutes. I don't know, 4 or 5 times a day, only 3 minutes. And that's it. And then you can be more present, or you can bring more presence in your life, right? So yeah, it is meditation. It is not for everybody, and I know a lot of people who live without food and know nothing about meditation.
Yeah, that is also in autonomy. That's autonomy. Autonomy doesn't encourage meditation. I just mentioned it like in pranic living. Yeah.
Yeah. But meditation, it is a state of mind. So meditation come by itself. This state of mind, which is a kind of joy, came by itself. As you mentioned when we begin in the talk, deprivation of sleeping. When I am in a dry fast, after some days, I am in a natural deprivation of sleeping. I don't need to force it. I don't have the necessity of sleep, right? I just have too much energy.
So this state of mind is the same way, not forced.
Yeah.
You just tune your mind and relax.
Yeah. Looking for relaxation, no matter how, but what you want to look for is relaxation, and that's it. This is how I see everything based on my experience and my patience.
Yeah. And you know, all these things touch psychology, touch the body, the physical one, the spiritual aspect. But I have a question for you. Why did you choose urine therapy? Okay, I have to mute somebody. Thank you. I have to mute. She's doing that and she's not. Let me know we are hearing her. Okay, now how why did you choose urine therapy? What makes it super for you? What makes it like a choice for now? I know maybe you may change sometime later, but at least for now, you may have some reason for urine therapy.
So I had many reasons. One reason to do urine therapy is because when I quit water, I was looking for a source to be hydrated, to have or to be hydrated. Is that the word? Hydrated? Okay.
Hydrated, yeah.
Yes. So and I didn't want it to eat fruits all the time. But once I knew that urine had H320, 3 molecules of hydrogen and 2 molecules of oxygen, I realized, okay, this is the same formula that fruits. And also, urine had all the minerals and also is structured water, so it's live water. So it is the best water you can put in your body, that your body makes for you, your wise and intelligent body makes for you. And also it acts, it is actually a vaccine. Because if you have some kind of pathogen in your body, I am translating from Spanish to English, okay? Your body, I don't know how to say that in English. Your body is going to trap those pathogens, okay? And you're going to eliminate those through your urine. And it is neutralized. So once you drink that again, you give that information to your body to create the defense for these pathogens. So it is a vaccine actually. And my experience, my own experience with urine therapy, it is first, in the first week, I eliminate a lot of parasites, a lot of worms from my body, from my gut. And also,
So anti-parasite for you can confirm this one.
It is a great anti-parasite. It is a great anti-parasite. A beautiful anti-parasite. So you can drink it and you can use it as an enema. Okay?
Yeah.
Both sides. And also when I realized when I drink my own urine, something happens in my brain that expand my consciousness, because I feel something in my brain, first of all, and second, I feel more aware about everything, and I feel less attached to the things I used to be attached. And not only me. I'm going to give a very close example. My father, he's unfortunately right now he's he's in an illness in his eyes. So I recommend him to do urine therapy to see what happened. Right? it is not harmful. So you can try anyways. So the first week he start with microdosing, right? Which consists in put only 3 drops under your tongue, and that's it, every day. That's it. That's all the science. The first week when he start, before that he had a strong addiction to gluten, okay? Especially to croissant. And once he start, he didn't have any necessity of food. So he only eats fruits once a day. Suddenly. He didn't choose that. It happened suddenly. His body doesn't need food anymore. He only wants, because it is summer here, it is very hot in the north of Argentina. He only wants fruits. And that's it. Beautiful, right?
And I also see the way the transition, that's why I call transition is very important. You start with little of it to make the body aware, learn, and then will accept the whole thing as you allow.
It is not necessary, but it is not really necessary to do that way, but I recommend to do that way because everything that is good for your life, it is a taboo. Okay? So urine.
Maybe repeat that so that people catch it very well. Everything that is good for your life, the system has trained us in a way that we are told it's a taboo, it's a bad thing, it will cause omen. It will cause
Look, sex is a taboo. And through sex, you can recognize your power, your energy, and how to manage your energy to increase your consciousness, right?
And I wanted to say, through sex, we get human being, life itself.
Absolutely, absolutely. Death, it is a taboo, and you cannot understand life without death, right?
You mean debt? Debt, the one that you owe someone some money, somebody borrow you? Debt.
No. I mean when you die. When you die.
Oh, death, when we pass on.
Death.
Okay,
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Money, it is another taboo, right? But money, your relationship with money, it reflects your relationship with your values. Okay? And with your self-care, with your self-esteem. So if you have a bad relationship with money, it doesn't matter if you have or you don't have money. It is more about your feelings about money. If you don't have a good relationship with money, that talks that you don't have a good relationship with your self-esteem.
Wow. Right? And this is one thing, we always say it this way: give somebody money or let the person have money, then you know their true self. That's when they get the freedom, want to do that, then you get to know the real person. That okay.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And also urine. Urine, it is the best medicine that you can get. Urine is the best medicine that your body can make to yourself, right? So it is the best vaccine. There is no vaccine as urine. There is no vaccine as urine. And there is no medicine as urine. If you feel sick, you drink urine and you heal yourself. And there is a lot of independent studies about urine, but of course, there is a lot of interest behind that don't want you to reach that information, right?
Yeah.
So all you want to do by starting with microdosing. I mean, just 2-3 drops under your tongue 3 times a week, three times a day. It is only to pass a psychological barrier, because most of the people cannot drink a glass of urine right away, right? So you can start with just little drops, and then you increase the doses. And then when you reach the 10 drops, you realize, okay, that's fine. I can drink a little bit. And that's it. Yeah, and you manage by yourself. You manage by your own awareness. It is a recommendation.
Oh, I see. You know, there's always a lot of the way you said it from the beginning of this little topic you're talking about, taboo. If we just get it out of memory, because we have so many people talking about their results, healing every type of ailment in their body. And now you have talked something that I think is very new for us. Maybe some people have heard about it, but it's very powerful here for your own experience, where you had parasite getting out from your body. And were you able to tell which types of parasites they were? Roundworms, what kind of parasite? Do you know, if you can tell?
Yeah. My experience were mostly worms, right? That was my experience. But I can say urine can eliminate everything, all the parasites in your gut. I think you disconnect or something like that. Are you there?
I'm
Yeah.
here. I'm just trying to translate something. Somebody is just
Okay.
asking me something. But everything is fine. So, do
Okay.
you have questions from anyone in the group or who's in the meeting now that we can give Jonathan? We can ask now. It's open for Jonathan, because as we are talking, I feel Jonathan we can still have the meeting. This is not going to be the first and the last. And you're also going to interact with us in the groups. You're going to see how people do, what people are doing, how everything is going on. There's one more group I'll add you to, don't worry. It's called Dry Fast. That's just purely for Dry Fast. People have some time, people take 9 days, 11, and then they rest, like that. But then that one is specifically for Dry Fast, especially during the time people are on a fast. It's extremely important. But this other one, Autonomy, this is for what we have now learned. You know, for us, we don't feel anything is better than another. It all depends with your mind. But Autonomy for us is the most powerful. Freedom. I need to know if he did any blood test after he fast. Didn't get that question. Yeah. And I need to know if he did any blood test after he fast long time with urine, and what does it show? The blood test after using urine for a long time, urine therapy, Orin.
No, I didn't. I didn't yet, but I'm going to do that soon. I'm going to tell you, Fanti.
Okay.
I want
Yeah.
I want to do a blood test because yes, I'm curious too.
And even me, not really blood test, but me, you are feeling, how you feel. That's what I really want to know. Do you feel energized physically? Do you feel you are just yourself, or you feel a little low with your energy? How about thirst? Do you feel thirsty? And if you feel thirsty, do you have now to be taking every now and then, or you don't have problem with thirst? You only flow with yourself when there is you can talk about it. You can talk about it.
Okay,
Um,
yeah. No, I am fasting right now. And yes, mostly I flow with that. And right now I am forcing a little bit. I don't want to. I'm just playing, right? And the play consists in not eat when I feel the needs of it. And most of the time, not most of the time, always when I want to eat something, I want to eat something juicy, like watermelon, like mango, like papaya. So right now I'm playing with that, and yeah, I feel very energized. And because of my previous experience, I realized that if I don't do something with this energy, my body tends to get weak. So I start to do calisthenics. Um, and every time I do calisthenics, I feel more energized. I'm more happy. And yeah, I feel the happiness in my flesh, actually.
Now, I need a clarification with what you mean by you are on a fast. When you're on a fast, it means you're also not taking urine. You're not doing urine therapy.
I'm not.
Okay, got you now.
I'm not, but I don't have a point of view about that. I'm not taking my urine because I just don't feel it. I don't know. I don't have a point of view about taking or not taking.
You know, the challenge here is you find somebody. I want to make it clear. You find somebody is doing a fast, 40-day fast, but there's allowance of urine only. He's not going to take anything else. He says, I'm on a fast. I've taken 40-day urine fast. So
I already did that for 30 days.
But then when you are totally on a fast now, you eliminate everything. No water getting, nothing that gets into through your gut. Get now. I think makes it clear now. Yeah, makes sense now.
Yes, there is a lot of people who do that. There is a lot of people who do that already. Okay, that's what I needed that clarification on, because when when you are under like Orin, you are living your life. It's like now for you it's normal. It's like your person is just, that's what it's like, your food. It's like your food. That's what you're eating. We can say something like that. It's like what is energizing you. It's like that's what the source of. It's helping with the neutralizing things, helping you with energy, helping you with all that. But you are somehow consuming. According to us, those people who believe in total autonomy, it's like consuming. But then when you come to total autonomy, is what you are calling now a fast, where you totally don't allow anything get into your gut. So I get you. I wanted that clarification, which you have already made. Anyway, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Do you have anybody else who has a question? Any question or a comment that somebody wants to make, you are free to talk to us here. Talk to Jonathan.
Hi, good evening.
Hi.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, I'm from Israel. So it's nice. I wanted to ask, what was the process? I mean, we probably did it gradually. I mean, you can't just stop eating all of a sudden. It's a gradual process. So if you could describe that. And another thing, how is it possible, like, to fast when you're living in a Western world, like with all the tension, with all the demands? It's very demanding and a lot of stress. So it's hard to, how do you live? I mean, do you live in a regular society, or so how could you maintain this lifestyle? So actually 2 questions. How the process to get to where you are today? Of course, it must be a gradual process, also physically and psychologically. And how could you combine, living in the Western world with all the very demanding life and the special lifestyle? and also with all the temptations, all the stress, all the temptations. Okay, thank you.
I believe it is not possible because once you start, my experience is once you start this, let's say, process, everything starts to change in your life, and you start to choose different things. You start to choose different friends. You start to choose different relationships in general. You start to choose different ways to earn money, right? Not so taxative in time and energy. You start to choose different environment to live because you don't want to. You start to be more aware of all the EMF contamination, etc. So you don't want to be surrounded by that. So slowly, if you don't resist, you realize that everything delivers you to a different place with different people, right? With different ways to not only to earn money, but different ways to live a life, a different life. But you must be aware of your resistance. So you don't want to resist that. You want to get apart from fear, from those kind of feeling of mostly fear, right? But I don't know. I know there is some people living without food in the middle of a city and living a more or less a regular life. But most of the people, you can tell, right? They start to choose different things for their life. Myself, I live very close to a small city, but in a field, in the middle of nature. And I work online mostly. And yeah, and I start to meet more and more people in this way of living here in Latin America. So I think, or I see that my tendency is to create community, or at least to try to live close a community like-minded. Recently, I've been in Mexico, and I found a lot of people living in that way or in this transition. And yeah, I felt very, very happy by being surrounded by that people. So I think this year I'm going to leave Argentina to go to Mexico to see what happened. Because myself, I don't know everyone, but myself is absolutely important and fundamental to be with people like-minded, because it's easier to go deeper and to sustain the process. Your thoughts are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are the way you recognize the energy that surround you. So you want to be, this is an antenna, right? This brain is an antenna. So you want to be surrounded by similar antennas to resonate. the way you want to resonate.
Yeah, it makes sense. You're influenced by the energies and around
Totally.
you. So
Totally.
could you describe the process, how you got to where you are today, like the you know, on the way, how you got to where you can fast for such a long time? I mean, it doesn't happen in one day. So could you describe your journey?
Yeah. So first in 2012, no, 2010, I read a autobiography of a yogi, of Paramahansa Yogananda, and he described in his book about people who live without food. And then few days later, I met Victor Trubiano. Do you know him from Argentina? And
Yeah.
he was recently did his 21 process day, 21-day process. And in 2012, I moved to live in a small town in the middle of the country in Argentina. And I met a community of people who practice every month the 21 day process. So I gathered with them. And after these 21 days, I spent 3 months without food. And after that, I met a lot of different people who deliver different kind of process, 7-day process, 11-day process, etc. And I did with them different process. And in 2020, when the world stopped everywhere, everything everywhere, I contact Victor Trubiano to ask him, to me and to my wife of that moment, and to ask him to coach us, right, in a 11-day process. So we did an 11-day process with him, and after that, I spent 6 months without food. My wife spends like 9 months without food. And but
Without food, just a minute. Without food, but what were you consuming? If you are not eating food totally, what were you taking? Urine or what?
no, I didn't know anything about urine and parasite that time. We consume water and some teas, infusions in general, right?
Okay, okay.
But I at that time I felt, sometimes I felt very good, very aware, very in communion with everything. It was like an enlightenment state of mind, right? Or of being. And sometimes, many times, I felt as shit. I felt so bad emotionally, and I was missing so bad cakes. I was missing cakes. I was craving cakes so many times, and it was so hard. Now, with the information that I have nowadays, I realize that that was the parasites, because I didn't deworm myself before that. So now that I deworm myself as much as I can, I am very straightforward to do that again with a different mindset, right? And also with different, I feel more mature now to do that. I feel more stable in so many ways to do that.
Yeah, I know Revtel will still want to ask question, but there's something that needed also clarification. The 11-day process. Are you also using some liquids like those teas and all that, or is just? But we want to see the similarity. We want to see if there's a difference with what we're also doing. When we say, like you say, 11 days process, it could be in somebody's mind 11 days dry fast, because we are used to that. It's totally, yeah.
No, the 11-day process consists on, I think the first 2 days you drink only water, then you have 3 days without water, so 3 dry days, and then you have the rest of the days with water, and the last 2 days, I think you can add some very light juices, natural juices.
Got you. Thank you so much.
Something
Revitel, I
like
know
that.
you want, yeah, Revitel, I know you want to still ask questions, but there's a question I've seen here. I've posted here. Could urine therapy lead to serious health complications like infections, electrolyte imbalances, and even kidney failure?
No, not at all. It is all the opposites. All the opposites. And it is urine therapy, it is an ancient science. It is an ancient therapy that you can find in all the continents in this planet. You can find in the Americas, in Africa, in Asia, in Russia, in Europe. So I highly, very highly recommend that.
Someone will ask, sorry, I'm interrupting you, but someone will ask,
yes, tell me.
have you gotten yourself any complications from using urine therapy, from practicing urine therapy?
No,
have you
it
gotten
is the
any health
opposite.
complications?
It is the opposite. I felt my health improving. I don't know, very much with urine therapy. I'm going to try to find a book and deliver it to you. Okay, which is the main book. I don't remember the doctor who wrote it, but it is the main book about urine therapy. I'm going to deliver it to you.
Okay. We normally we ask for the sake of everybody who's listening to us, even in the group here later. Sometimes we ourselves we have no problem with the information.
Yeah, it will be my pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Because to me in my life, urine therapy was a huge discovery. It is something huge.
Wow. Thank you.
Everyone I know who use urine therapy improve their health so much. It is incredible. It's incredible. But this therapy is hidden. It's hidden from us because it is not convenient for the interest of who.
The system, yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, there's a lot of social support here. So, I understand that all these processes that you went through with other people. So it is very helpful. That is very helpful if you're with people who support you and you're not alone.
Yes, absolutely. This is why I joined the group. I'm looking for support actually.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Okay, go on.
Because in 2020, the last time I tried to do this in in a very serious way, I felt so lonely, right? And right now there is so many people doing this that I want to be with people like me.
Yeah,
That's the
like-minded.
whole thing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
People
like
going the
mine.
same direction. Mhm.
Yes, ever since I'm in these groups, I've learned so much, so many things you can not learn anywhere. Nobody knows these things. Not only that, it is suppressed. You're considered, crazy, and all this kind of information and inspiration you wouldn't find anywhere. I mean,
Mm, mm.
so it's
As,
just amazing.
as you
And
were
it makes
saying, as you were saying, some of them are tagged with the name taboo. Yet in that taboo, that's where the real thing is. So that you don't touch
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I decided to write you, Frederick, yesterday, because the day before yesterday, I spent like 6 hours watching videos of Anastasia.
Okay, the autonomous lifestyle.
And
Okay, okay, okay.
I felt amazed about her. So I
Mhm.
said, okay, say no more. I need to get into that community.
Okay, okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're most
Thank you very
welcome.
much. Thank you very much.
I I don't know if we have anything else to talk about. Did we interrupt you, Revital, because you want to wrap it up? You have been
no,
here
just
a bit
saying
time.
that you hear people speak, you hear that saying the truth. I mean, you can hear that because I can't listen like to the media and so many people because they seem hypocrite. They seem, I don't know, I sense it if somebody's telling the truth and is speaking from the heart and has got some I don't know some knowledge, something to contribute, or people are phony and hypocrite, and I just can't listen to these people anymore. After you can't go back after you've made the progress and you've learned, you were exposed to the truth. You just can't go back. And
You can tell when someone is talking by his heart, right? Absolutely.
so thank you. It was very, very, very inspiring. You can tell that
Oh, thank you very much.
it's very inspiring just to listen to all your insights and wisdom, and so thank you.
Thank you so
I
much.
enjoyed it
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
And even his experience itself, what comes the way you are saying it, it comes naturally. It's not forced. It's not theory. It is practiced. So it's just coming from within, and that is it. That's what we have been encouraging in the group, in the community. Let's talk about how the lifestyle that you are living. Yes, you may have an intention or a desire to do something in the future, but then that remains that way. It remains. That's what we call accurate information. Okay, one time maybe I'll live without food. One time I'll live without food but that this time I'm still in transition. So we always talk about this. This is what I practice. This is the things, the benefits I've gotten from them. These are the challenges I have. That's the talk. That's the talk. And then it's not to influence anyone. It's just to help people who feel they are part and parcel of it. The way you feel, we say, heart touches the heart. So it's very easy to know where the truth is. So if you resonate with it, and that's the word we really use most of the time, resonate. It resonates with you, you follow it, you practice it, you do it. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you everybody who came to the meeting and asked their questions or just listening. We have to wrap it up now and tell Jonathan we love you and welcome to our community.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Free. We are very free people. We talk freely. We don't force anything in anyone. So just feel free. Ask any questions. Put your thoughts there. Anytime, even the journaling you're talking about, just put them there and there's no problem. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you,
God bless.
guys.
Thank you, Fatih. Thank you so much. Saying thank you, Frederick. And he wrote some message here just before we leave. Thanks, dear Frederick. You and your guest so beautiful, useful.